preparations will pay off that we really do. Can you guys see? Awesome. Actually, let's go ahead and do an F concert, and then we'll do an A concert for shooting shut flips, etc. Travis, do you have enough room back here? Cool.
All right, before we are introduced to the next group on stage, hey, just to mention, after their performance, we will take another short break, and the ISU Wind Ensemble will reset the stage, and we have a short little concert for you, lasts about 25 minutes, so make sure you stay around for that. Hey, but first things first, on stage before you is the Century High School Concert Band, I believe, and their director, Mr. Colin Brien.
Thank you. This is our freshman, sophomore, some juniors group, and we are going to play two numbers for you. The first is JS Jig, and it's a really cool piece that takes where Mr. Carrick takes the Jesu joy of man's desiring, puts it into a kind of an Irish jig, and underneath that there is also another chorale by Bach that he uses too, which is it's just really well constructed. And then the second piece we're going to present is Prairie Dances. We got to hear this piece at our Gem State conference, and I really enjoyed it, and just its use of the meters. And it is by David Holsinger, and this is the Century Concert Band.
again.
Yes, that's right.
All right, good afternoon. How many of you guys were in the group earlier today from your school? Okay, a little overlap. Good. Let's do the prairie dances first, okay? We'll work backwards. That seems to be working here today, okay? So, before I say anything, let's see, let me look at my notes. Okay, so we've got all these changing meter happening, right? Going 6, 8, 3, 4, and all of that kind of thing. The cool thing about 6, 8 is it can be divisible by 3 or by 2, right? Or well, I should say 3, 4, right? So 6, 8, what do we call all of that? Switching back and forth. What is it called? Word starts with an H. I know you know this. The feeling of 2 over 3 or 3 over 2, it's called, starts with an H, hemiola, okay? And so that's consistent in this piece, all right? So let me have you started. What happens is, the tendency is to drag the 3, 3, 4 coming out of the 6, 8. 6, 8 sort of has a propulsion of its own, you know what I mean? You can do that all day long and it just sort of sings along. But when it's followed by 3, 4, then all of a sudden the 3, 4 feels like, I like to say, like a dog in my neighborhood that had 3 legs. Ever seen a dog walk with 3 legs? They get along pretty good. They can make it happen, but they look weird. They look strange. So you have to move through it as if it's nothing, all right? So let's try it. Can I just hear the people with the straight triplets? Ya-ta-ta-dee-da-da. And what I'm listening for is cleaner articulation. So I'm looking at slur 2, tongue 1, slur 2, tongue 1. So this is clarinets, trumpets, and mallet percussion for now. Okay, just that group. Okay, better. So trumpets, can we do it lighter? Say that for me. Ready? And say it. Do it again. Sing. Ready? Go. Now watch what I do this time. Sing again. Ready? Go. Composer could have just written out the changing meter and just, he could have kept it in 6, 8 or 3, 4, either one. It works either way because it's divisible. 6 is divisible by 2 and by 3 is what makes it work. But the integrity of D, 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 push that rhythm a little bit, okay? Everyone from the top. Consistently here, watch your phrase endings. Like right there, dee da da, ya da da, right at 41. If you have a long note theme, looks like it's in flute, oboe, clarinets, horns, just those people right there at 41 for a minute, okay?
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Feel that theme kind of pulling back just a little bit? Dee da da dee da dee ya da dee. So push the long note to the eighth and then keep moving. Try one more time. Just sing through it a little more. back to the rhythmic figure. So the point is here, make sure to sustain the half note across the bar. If you play dee da da dee da, then then now you have a gap there that someone else has to fill. Okay? Good. Everyone, 41. Sing through the long tones. Harping on this, but which of those meters, 6/8 or 3/4, is going to sound compressed? In other words, sound like you're rushing it, whether you are or not. Which is going to sound like it? 6/8 or 3/4? 6/8 will. Okay, and so the tendency will be to rush through that. Yada da dee da da dee 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 yada da dee da da da. So I'm consciously trying to pull the scent of 6/8 back a little bit. Does that make sense? Otherwise, it's going to sound like this. Yada da dee da 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 da. And then the 6/8 pushes the 3/4, and now we're out of balance. Rhythm, and this is all rhythm. I'm hearing the notes, I'm hearing the harmony, but we're talking about solid rhythmic precision. Okay, let's go right at 59. You did that going into one, because that'll make it feel less frantic, and you know that. Let's go right at 87. So 87 should feel like it's in one. Dee da da dee da dee, and that'll make, if you see him doing that, that'll make you relax a little bit more. Okay, so 87. Let's make sure we know what the percussion are doing. So tell me, you guys, what are you playing in relationship to the long note theme? Sing your part, 87. One, sing, go. I don't hear you singing. One more time. One, ready, go. Yeah, so who's got the triangle part? Who's playing that? Let me just hear triangle. We'll break it down here for a minute. One, ready, go. One. You missed it? 1, 2. 1, 2. That's it. Now let's hear the bop, bop. Those people. One, ready, go. Who's that? Looks like, yeah, it looks like tambourine, right. Okay, one, ready, go. You sure? Look at the rhythm. You see where I am? Try it again. And one, ready, go. Okay, so I'm looking at bop, 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 bop. Right? Try it again. One, ready, go. One, bop, 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 bop. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you're looking at. The score is actually a little confusing there, the way it's all mumble jumbled in there. Okay?
Yes.
So the bottom line is you kind of have both rhythms. You have the 6/8 and the 3/4. Okay? So play what you have there, percussion, and 87. And one, ready, go. Triangle with us. Triangle with us. Ready? And one, ready, go. One. Yeah, so you have to solidify that. Otherwise, the winds on above that won't know exactly where the pulse is. Okay? Good. Everyone 87. Clarinets, convince us. Sing out. Sing out, okay? Right there, 135. What'd you hear? All of a sudden, we're all playing, and what started to happen? Well, no, actually just the opposite. We started locking in better because everyone's playing, and you're more secure. So all of this chamber stuff, as it gets tossed around back at the 111 and all of that, you have to play that with the same confidence you play at 135. Okay, we always feel stronger in numbers. Okay, so let's do 135 to the end. Okay. Nice ending. The more active a piece of music becomes, the more it's incumbent upon you to really simplify it, clarify it. Does that make sense? If it's a lot of black on the page and a lot of notes, it's our job to make it clearer. The human ear can only absorb so much, but the clearer we play it, the more we hear. Okay, so it gets pretty active here at the end with all the small note rhythms and all of that kind of thing. So you just have to execute those cleanly. Okay, great. Let's go to the jig, huh? The jig is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like that. It's clever, yes. Percussion, you did a great job, by the way. Okay, here we go. Yes. Yeah, it's hard to quiet those things down, isn't it? Sounds like church. Yasu Joy like on steroids or something, right? I'm not sure what Brent was thinking about. I thought I heard soprano sax. Good job. Good work on that. Can we start right there? Everyone 37. Now, the key is to get this to sound more relaxed. Just relax. Okay, the tempo is fine. You can execute it at that tempo, but you sound like you're about to jump off the Empire State Building or something. Okay, just relax. Okay, right there, 37, everyone. I hate to stop, that was much better. Claves, play for me. Ready and go. Hold them up higher and play them louder. Go. Yeah, the rhythm is impeccable, but you got to play that so they hear that, because otherwise they won't know where to fit it in, you know what I mean? So it's sort of a jig rhythm going on. Well, it is a jig rhythm, so they need to hear you a little bit better, okay? Don't apologize for being a claves player. Okay, 37 again. Everyone, 37. Trick here, and I hear you executing everything pretty well. The trick is that stylistically it needs to sound the same. So that's what happens in a fugue. You guys get done with it, you hand it over to them. I'm hearing the saxophones play a different rhythm at 103. Play what you have, saxes. 103, 2, ready, go. Yeah, so right there at 109, you see 109? Why did you play 109 differently than 105? I'm looking at the same rhythm, but I didn't hear the same articulation. First time you played ya, pa, 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 pa. You separated it more, but then in 109 you played da, da, dee, da. So which is it? Doesn't matter to me as long as you agree, you know what I mean? And so that wasn't matching the clarinets earlier at 95, 96, and 97. So whoever makes the statement first, you have to imitate that same statement. Does that make sense? So let's start at 95, okay? Sometimes you play it more legato, sometimes you play it more detached. And so you just need to be consistent with it. It's a fugue, and so it needs to match as you go through. Now, as you as it builds upon itself, I think that you get more secure with it, and as a general rule, you're detaching it more, like at 135. Okay, which is fine, but as long as we agree. So let's start right there at 135. Okay. Was first and foremost what kind of a composer? Where did he spend his whole life? Where? Organ. More like organ. On the organ. Where? And where's the organ found? Yeah, he wrote most of his music. Certainly these chorales were born out of the church. And so they have a singing quality. So when he starts to impose all of these tunes here at the back end, which is what 165 or so, then they need to be more lyrical, more organ-like, more chorale-like, okay? So let's take 165 to the end. Let's do the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars. Do the count backwards, last 7. And be more convincing for me, okay? Last 7, right? Yeah, that's more convincing, okay? Yeah, what I liked about your group earlier today, and you guys as well, I can tell there's so much good teaching going on. Okay, you're getting 95% of what's on the page. The responsibility of playing all the notes lies in your hands. Nothing I can do, nothing he can do other than yell at you, and I get in trouble at my place for yelling at my students and insisting that they do that. But we can't do it for you, right? I mean, what's your instrument? Horn. Okay, well, he can pick up horn and do that, but he's not likely to pick up clarinet and play these lines. You follow me? So the responsibility falls on you. I appreciate you doing soprano sax to help those guys, okay? So the technical things I tell my ensemble all the time, you have to take care of. We'll take care of just about everything else, okay? But I love how sensitive you play. I mean, I'm looking at 3,500 percussionists back there, but you're playing with tastefully playing. And I always like that, okay? You see a bunch of percussionists, you think, uh-oh, something might be happening here, all right? So, congratulations, you guys sound great. Just the details, the minor, well, they're not minor, they're the important little details that you have to deal with. Rhythmic precision, I'm not hearing problems very much with intonation. Some balance issues here and there, but for the most part, you seem like you're listening across and you're hearing what's going on, and you understand the music. That's important. Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. That's good. You're good today.